Hey everyone, thanks for joining me again. Today I'm going to show you the vegan white chocolate cake that I cooked for my birthday a few days ago. Here's a little preview of what we got up to. For anyone that doesn't know me, my name's Dan. I aim to bring you some fun and easy plant-based recipes that you can cook yourself at home. Please subscribe to my channel for more videos like this, like and comment, and of course share with your friends. Okay, so the first thing we need to do, because it's a white chocolate cake that we'll be doing, I've actually got some cocoa butter here. I'm just going to melt this just on a medium heat, just while we prepare everything else. I'm going to use a sieve just to sieve my flour. I've also got some cornstarch. Actually, I'm using arrowroot powder. Gonna add half a teaspoon of salt. I've also got 2 teaspoons of baking powder, 1 teaspoon of baking soda as well. Give that a whisk. So I'll place the dry ingredients just to the side. And I'll grab the bigger bowl. Into this bowl, I'm gonna add golden caster sugar. I've got 150 grams here. I'm gonna add 2 teaspoons of vanilla essence. We don't want it to be too vanilla. Vanilla-y. We don't want it to be too vanilla-y. We don't want it to be too vanilla-y. We don't want there to be too much of a flavour of vanilla in there because it's a white chocolate cake. I got there in the end. Also into this bowl, some soy cream here. Ooh, the cream will keep the cake nice and moist. So that was 220 mils of soy cream. Also into the bowl, we're going to add 350 millilitres of soy milk. I've also got here 2 teaspoons of lemon juice as well. We'll add that in. And the last thing into the large bowl is some coconut oil. Here I've just got 100 grams of coconut oil. Okay, so now the majority of the wet ingredients are in the bowl. I'm going to place that to one side. I'm going to check on the cocoa butter. If it's done, I'm going to leave that just to stand for 2 or 3 minutes. I want that to cool down just ever so slightly before I place it in with the wet ingredients. And maybe in the meantime, have a quick tidy. And the second thing you can do is prepare the tins that you'll be making the cakes in. Now, I actually did this earlier. Just place some paper in a circle around the bottom, and then one straight piece of paper just around the edge. Cocoa butter will go into this mixture here, and then we'll mix the wet ingredients in with the flours. So that's nice and melted now. Slowly drizzle the cocoa butter into the wet mixture. And I'm just going to stir all of the wet mixture up, making sure you get a nice consistent texture. So I've given that a good stir. Just a tip, make sure you melt your coconut oil before you place it in. I've rectified it now, but it will just make your mixture a little bit clumpy. What we'll do is grab the dry ingredients, the flours and everything like that, and we'll add about a third to start. Just be gentle, take your time, and just with the rubber spatula clean the edges from the bottom, fold everything in. And the final flour. Oh, and now as I'm mixing this more, the flavours, the smells are all coming out. That cocoa butter is really strong. It smells delicious. The great thing about vegan cakes is no eggs, so oh, that is so good. We're going to transfer this to the tins and then chuck them in the oven. Grab our 2 tins here, slowly drip the mixture into the middle of the pan, like so, and then move on to your next tin. And then once we're happy with the even mixtures, we can go ahead and smooth it out. Try and get them as close as possible because you'll be cooking this for half an hour at 180. And if one of the cakes is too fat or too thin, then it will make a difference. Try and put it all in the tins without eating all of it. The cake tins are ready. We're going to chuck them in the oven for 30 minutes. Okay, so now to the frosting. I've put on my pan just to heat some more cocoa butter. Here I've only got 40 grams of cocoa butter. To add into the bowl, we're going to take 240 grams of vegan butter. Also into the bowl, I'm going to add, I've got 90 grams of icing sugar. I actually ran out, this is all I had, so let's hope it works. You'll see the butter start to clump together, and you'll immediately start to see something that resembles frosting. Also into this bowl, I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of vanilla. Not too much vanilla, you don't want it to be too vanilla-y. Also into this bowl, I'm going to add some maple syrup, 2 tablespoons. Now this is just to replace some of the sweetness that I might have been missing with the icing sugar. I definitely recommend placing more icing sugar into this, possibly 150 grams instead of 90. We'll just check on the cocoa butter. Yeah, that's melted really nicely. We'll just pour the cocoa butter in. Grab yourself a whisk and whisk that around really well. Get it nice and smooth. Quick taste, oh yeah. Once you're happy with how that's mixed, I'm going to place this in the fridge until the cakes are done.
Here's for the embarrassing part. I've lost some footage from my main camera, so here's a little sequence of how I iced and dressed the cake and sliced it up ready to eat.